Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Jazzy Fight Night. This is the official pre-show for tonight's event. My name is BNXP, and I am joined with AC Slayer and Katie Alpha.
Yo, yo.
What up?
How's it going, guys? And so, guys, I am very excited about tonight's card. I think it's going to be an amazing night. There's going to be a lot of great first to 10 action coming your way. And so I'm so glad that those of you who are already in the chat have decided to join us on your Friday nights and to witness some pretty hype matches tonight, guys. And so I just thought maybe we could just get right down to it. And so tonight we're going to have actually 3 sets from Fightcade and 1 set from PlayStation 4. Thank you so much for the sub, Neon Riot. Also, thank you again for resubbing illmurray. illmurray, one of the participants in tonight's card. I know we're gonna get to that in a little bit, but guys, words almost can't describe like just how excited I am about tonight's card. I am so excited that I actually managed to lose my voice even before the stream started. That's how hype this. Wow, we have a hype train. Oh my gosh. Again, guys, my apologies, but I lost my voice, and so I know. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of you are glad I lost my voice. Maybe you guys don't like to hear my voice. So, but I'm going to be asking Katie and AC to sort of do the bulk of the commentating tonight because my voice is not really doing too well. But yeah, like just how hype is this card tonight? Somehow I managed to lose my voice before the stream even started. And so let's go ahead and run down the card tonight. And so tonight we're going to begin all of the action with a match that I'm really excited about. It's going to be the first ever Jazzy Fight Night set, international set. It's going to be Harraymen, a Urian player from Spain, taking on J Motive from the UK. And so that's going to be a really awesome set. Both of these players know each other very well. In fact, Katie, if you wouldn't mind, typing in, if you have it handy, the URL to J Motive stream. J Motive is a necro player from the UK, relatively new. Been playing for I think about 5 years. Funny story. I sort of discovered Motive stream a few months ago, and apparently I went to the UK. The one and only time that I visited the UK was in 2016, and I got an opportunity to check out a lot of the UK Third Strike community, the AKA gutter trash community, and apparently J Motive bought me a beer, and I totally don't remember him, and so I was like, sorry about that, Jay, because there were so many people. I was there for only a few days, and I met so many people there in the UK, and everyone was so friendly. So, hopefully, when this pandemic clears up, and those of you who are Third Strike fans have never been to the UK, definitely make it out there. They have a really awesome community there. And then Harraymen, I don't really know too much about. I believe he's from Spain, and he and J Motive know each other very well. They've played in the past. They have pretty good connection to one another. And so, this is going to be a really interesting match. Katie, is there anything you wanted to say about this set? I know that, you're a little bit familiar with J Motive as well as Harraymen.
Yeah, I haven't really played J Motive very much, but I have played Harry for quite a while. Actually, I met Harry a few years ago online, and he's gotten significantly better since the first time I played him. His Urian is really strong. He has some other pocket characters too, so it should be a pretty good fight.
Yeah. And so AC, these are 2 players that, thanks to the recent release of the new Fightcade, have been playing quite often. More specifically, J-Motive. I know that originally he had been playing on 30 of Steam, but now with Fightcade, he's been streaming quite regularly. And I just kind of wanted to, it's not really too related to the actual set, AC.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've noticed because of the release of Fightcade is that so many new people are streaming Third Strike, whether it's just kind of streaming or hosting online tournaments. So I was wondering if you could just kind of speak on that a little bit, and whether or not you noticed that in the last few months or so.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I certainly noticed that. Seems like there's a whole new slew of players that are joining the Third Strike streams. It's great. I feel like for the community. So yeah, I definitely was aware. Real fast on J-Motive and Harraymen. Like I noticed that this is going to be a Necro Urian match. The first thing I looked at, I was like, I'm super excited to see like that rapid elbow cannon on Urian in the corner. I would love to see that tonight. Hopefully J-Motive can pull that off on Harraymen. But yeah, back to that point. Yeah, it's great. Like in terms of tournaments, we're seeing so many different, groups come up with their own version of tournaments, and I've always wanted that. With the way things are right now, with Fightcade 2 and the devs doing a good job, I'm just glad to see more people play Third Strike. And and I hope this leads into more viewers, more players, and even stronger offline scene when arcades open up and the offline scene comes back. So yeah, this is all good.
Yeah, I know that in the last few weeks, there's been a lot of discussion over the direction that Fightcade is headed, and as with any program, there's going to be kinks, there's going to be updates, there's going to be things to work out. But to me, like you said, AC, the important thing is that thanks to Fightcade, more and more people are being introduced to this game that we love so much. And that's really the important thing, and hopefully that translates once we're able to go offline. And so before we run down the next set, I just wanted to briefly remind everyone that we do have a Matcherino right now going on for tonight's fight card. You can thanks AC for putting the link in there. It's going to be matcherino.com/t/jfn5. We are currently at $4.50. Thank you to everyone who has donated so far. Hopefully some of you consider donating as the night progresses. And so remember that in Jazzy Fight Night, all of the participants get paid. And so please, think about donating. There are a lot of different ways to donate to the Matcherino. The first way that you can donate is by simply entering the code JFN5 to automatically add 50 cents to the prize pool. You can also you can also donate for free by completing what are called sponsor quests. And so what you can do is you can follow certain Twitter handles. You can retweet certain tweets, like videos, and once you complete that action, a micro donation gets added to the prize pool. There are also some cool merchandise that you can purchase to also add to the prize pool. And so, for example, one of our biggest supporters of Jazzy Fight Night in the last few months has been Creative Flame, which is a website that offers stickers and cool t-shirts, not just Third Strike related, but a lot of other games and a lot of other characters. And so if you choose to purchase a sticker pack, a Third Strike sticker pack through the Matcherino, for example, if you buy a 5 sticker pack for $10, $4, Matcherino adds $4 to the prize pool. And of course, we have the infamous Jazzy Circuit t-shirts. I know everyone has their favorite color. What's the color that you currently have, Katie? I don't know if you have like one or two shirts.
I have the purple one. That's the first one I got, and I have a black one now.
The black one is really nice.
Yeah, it's super sick.
And so if you want a Jazzy Circuit t-shirt, they're $20 plus shipping and handling. And when you order a shirt, $8 gets added to the prize pool. Of course, we take cold hard cash as well. Wow, someone has already donated or the prize pool has already jumped to $20 in the last few minutes. And so thank you so much. We're going to take some time out during the stream to kind of, highlight everyone who's decided to donate. And so thank you so much for, donating and your generosity to tonight's stream. Of course, we take cold hard cash. You can contribute directly as well. Remember, all of the proceeds go to all of the participants in tonight's Jazzy Fight Night. And so that website again is matcherino.com/T/JFN5. And so the next match that I wanted to preview on tonight's card is our first match from Fightcade. Guys, I have no words for this. I mean, Shinebox, Alex, New York player, Yogurt Brain, Ibuki, Chicago. I mean, Katie, take it away. I mean, I just don't even.
I like both of these dudes a lot personally. They're both really cool dudes. But I will never, guys, ever bet against Ibuki online. You will never see me bet against Ibuki online. I will always ride with Ibuki. So no matter how skilled the player, dog, I'm riding with Ibuki, dog. I got Yogurt Brain in this set. In particular, I think it's tough for Alex to deal with a lot of her pressure. She puts them in bad situations, and he really doesn't have a ton of great responses. But Alex does a lot of damage and a lot of stun real fast. All he's got to do is just touch her a few times, and then she's dead. So we'll see if Shinebox can do that in this set.
Well, to me, Katie, what's interesting about this set is, you're right. Alex, the character is so big. He's a big boy, and it's hard for Alex to avoid a lot of Ibuki's offense. But, to steal a line from one of my favorite movies, The Dark Knight Rises, Shinebox was born in the online, right? He was molded by it. He's very familiar with the online environment. And so I wouldn't count Shinebox out either. But AC, Ibuki, Alex, what are some of your thoughts on this matchup?
I mean, to be honest, the matchup it's always interesting for me. I mean, Alex does a ton of damage. I would say like a high risk, has to guess sort of character. Ibuki's definitely got better neutral. Ibuki also has the second least amount of life in the game behind Akuma, and I think the next are the twins. So yeah, I mean, I think the rounds are going to end really, really quickly. I've played Yogurt Brain before, good player. I think the last I played him was in a Jazzy fundraiser actually. But yeah, I think he's a good player. I've also played Shinebox. It's really hard for me to put a finger on how the matchup's going to go because I actually think it's going to be very random. A lot of hits are going to be incidental, coming from Alex especially. But I could see, I know you didn't ask for predictions yet, but I think maybe the edge probably goes to Yogurt Brain just because of the matchup. But yeah, you never know, I can see perfects coming out pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think this is a match that could potentially have large swings of momentum.
Yeah, I would bet on it.
Right?
There's going to be lots of action. I don't think it's going to be a defensive drag out fight. I think it's going to be very, very fast paced.
Definitely. And before we go any further, I just wanted to give a shout out to the homie, a previous participant in Jazzy Fight Night, Vince, aka Monoxide, aka Snooze, for so graciously offering use of his private lobby on Fightcade for all of the sets that are going to happen on Fightcade tonight. Thank you so much, Vince, for offering to let us use your lobby. It's a huge help that we don't have to sift through the general population of Fightcade. Although I do like sifting through it because I've been seeing some really interesting names and handles. And so you guys should brace yourselves for a next edition of Fake Real or Fightcade because there's been some doozies. Katie, AC recently with some names. Yeah. I don't know if you guys take the time to do it, but sometimes I kind of peruse the names, or they're pretty good. And
I really like the fake ones you come up with because they always trick me, and I'm like, that's a fake name. But yeah, good job with those. So,
like I said before, we're gonna have 3 sets from Fightcade tonight. And so hopefully we'll have PS3 back next month. Shout outs to Decoy Mantis, by the way, the rep for PS3 Jazzy Fight Night. And so let's go ahead and talk about, the next match on the card. Now this is actually going to be from PS4, and this is a set that Vankabot, twitch.tv/Vankabot, helped set up. And this is going to be Artayes versus Antonio 3S. Artayes, a very experienced, long-time Necro player from from mainly plays online, taking on Antonio 3S, who I think has played both offline and online. A lot of experience from Chicago, been playing the game forever. Got to meet him. I could have sworn I've met him before, but I think for sure I met him back in 2018 when I went to visit Chicago and Logan's Arcade. Shout outs to the Chicago Third Strike scene. We actually have two players tonight representing the Chicago Third Strike scene. We got Yogurt Brain and we got Antonio 3S. So we got Chicago 3S represented in full force tonight. And so shout outs to that community. And so this is going to be a set on PS4. And so again, shout outs to Vankabot for always coming through with the hype sets from PS4. And so Katie, I know these are two players that you are extremely familiar with, Artayes and Antonio 3S. And so how do you see this matchup shaping out?
Well, I would say Antonio definitely has the edge. As you said, he has a lot more experience offline, and I don't know exactly how long he's been playing the game, but he's a very strong player. Not only is his Ryu really good, but he's also got a pretty good Urian, a pretty good Ken, and I think he uses the twins as well. So he's pretty versatile in what he can approach Artayes with. Whereas Artayes is, as everyone knows, a Necro player. Like through and through, he rides
actually,
with Necro.
I mean, I don't want to, cut you off real quick, Katie, but I actually think Artayes is Necro.
Like actually Necro himself?
I think he is actually Necro.
Maybe. He's got a very
because I'm certainly not Necro. I mean, we have the camera here. I don't.
Yes,
look
we can prove
like
that.
Necro.
It's verifiable.
But we don't know. But I think Artayes actually might be Necro.
He might be. Yeah. He might be. But his style.
That's how well
he
knows the character. Right?
His is very unique, right? For anyone that's played Artayes, they know Artayes plays the way that he plays.
Can you elaborate on that, Katie, a little bit? Not to put you on the spot.
It's very unique. You have to force Artayes to adapt, and that can sometimes be hard to do. He's a very stubborn player, but that's not to say that he's incapable of making adjustments. It's just something that he's not prone to do, out of habit. So I think how this match goes really depends on which Artayes you get tonight. Do you get the super laser focused Artayes that wants to come in and impose his will, or do you get an Artayes that's stubborn and refuses to adapt? So depending on which one you get, I think that'll dictate how close the set is. But either way, I'm giving the edge to Antonio here. Just I think he's overall like a more experienced and stronger player.
Well, this is what I will say about Artayes. Artayes is very good at forcing his opponent to play his game.
Yep.
And so I think the key for Antonio is to, try not to fall into that trap. Because again, Artayes, I don't know what kind of bait he uses. I don't know if he's like a bass fishing master or champion. But, one of the characteristics of Artayes' game is that he's very good at baiting things out. Very good at frustrating his opponent. Again, forcing his opponent to play his game. And so let's see how Artayes responds to that. AC, I know that these are two players that you may not be familiar with, but I can only imagine you've heard of Artayes. Artayes is like a legend, right? Like I said, he could literally be Necro. I really think he's Necro. I think he's just imagine Necro sitting at home, just in front of his PS4. Like that, this is Necro.
Right, yeah, definitely. So I first heard of Artayes from like GGPO. Like I think I may have heard of him there, but I don't know his progression, how much better he's gotten. I've heard some things from Frankie, heard some things from different people. But if you guys are telling me that he is, I guess his weakness would be being stubborn, maybe not changing his gameplay, I think that like in a first to 10, that's probably going to hurt you. In a shorter set, like a first to 2, first to 3, that's probably to your advantage because your opponent might try to condition you and fail. But in a long set, especially with characters like, he mentioned Yuri and Ken Ryu can be pretty stingy. Even if the set lasts longer than, let's say, I don't know, 3 rounds on average, 80% of the time, I kind of feel like that's enough data points for Antonio to probably exploit that stubbornness. That being said, maybe what we're saying right now, maybe he's listening to pre-show and be like, hey, screw you guys, I can adapt and maybe we'll see something different. That might happen. But I kind of feel like the tale to the tape is basically we got, really, really strong player in Antonio. And I feel like, I'm going to go ahead and just agree with Katie here. I think Antonio's probably got the edge based off of what I heard.
And don't get me wrong, guys. We're not saying that Artayes doesn't know how to adapt. In fact, he's participated in his fair share of first to 10s, primarily on Vankabot's stream. But, his MO is usually to try and force his game onto the opponent. And then, he'll see whether, how effective that is. And then, maybe he'll adapt or maybe he'll respond. Antonio, like you said, Katie, he's a long-time Third Strike veteran, been playing the game for, about as long as I have. He's been an active participant in a lot of the different online scenes, going all the way back to the OE days, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And so, he's definitely someone who's also going to be very familiar with Artayes. These two have played each other in the past before, but again, not in these circumstances, not with everyone watching, not with, actual prize and money on the line. And speaking of that, I just wanted to again point out, if you want to donate to the Matcherino, just type in the bot command !Matcherino and the URL will show up. Again, thank you to everyone who subscribed, really appreciate it. But more importantly, thank you to all the Third Strike fans out there who have decided to donate to tonight's prize pool. We're up to $69.90. It's people are donating so quickly, Katie, that the number is changing before our very eyes. And so again, we're going to go ahead and give a shout outs to people throughout different points of the night. And so keep those donations coming.
Before we move on, I do want to say, add one more final thing. You brought up earlier that Artayes has played a bunch of first to 10s online, and that got me thinking. I don't think, and I may be wrong here, but I don't think there's anyone on the PS4 platform that has more first to 10s under their belt than Artayes.
More hours, period.
Hours, period, for sure. But I think Artayes easily has at least 5 times as many more first to 10s than the next guy. I've played that guy in at least 10 first to 10s.
You alone.
Yeah, me alone. So I can't even imagine how many first to 10s he has with other people.
Definitely. Speaking of first to 10s, guys, remember that shortly before our final set, all of you will have an opportunity to vote for the Jazzy Fight of the Night, which is going to be really awesome. And so remember that to look for that link. I'll be posting it, shortly before our last set of the night. And then remember, guys, whoever wins the Jazzy Fight Night, Fight of the Night, both players, whether they win or lose the set, will receive an additional 10% of the prize pool. And so, because there is no PS3 set tonight, guys, it's wide open, right? Because PS3 has dominated when it comes to Jazzy Fight of the Night.
Yeah, the Golden State Warriors aren't playing this year.
Yeah, the Warriors aren't playing tonight. The Warriors aren't playing tonight, so it's wide open for Jazzy Fight of the Night. So please make sure you look for that. Look for that link before our final set. Speaking of our final set, AC, I take it away. We got Dyne versus illmurray. This is a set that you personally set up.
Yeah.
I know that there has been some confusion. Like, some of you saw the trailer, and for those of you who are longtime followers of Third Strike, some of you might have been confused because you saw 12. And for those of you who have followed Third Strike, some of you may know Dyne more as a Dudley maid. But I always put whatever information the players put on the Jazzy Fight Night interest forum. And speaking of which, guys, remember, if you are interested in appearing on a future episode of Jazzy Fight Night, all you have to do is go to tinyurl.com/Jazzy Fight Night and throw your hat in the ring and apply. And maybe on a future episode, you'll have a chance to compete in your very own first to 10. And so for those of you who are interested, definitely check out tinyurl.com/Jazzy Fight Night and fill out that form. AC, you take it away. Dyne, illmurray, these two,
I am I'm very, very happy that the set is actually going down, because I feel like these are two very well-known people in the community. illmurray, just real fast, he's got a stream that he's been running for as long as I can remember. He has a following, so I'm sure some of his following is going to be watching him, cheering him on. He's got a very strong Ibuki, I'd say. Definitely not as skilled as Tenren, not as safe as Tenren, but he can be pretty dangerous.
Are there any Ibukis that are, I mean, hot take, I know we're talking about Japan here, but I mean...
The answer's no.
You know, it's... right?
Yeah, so I'm just saying that, like, when you think of Ibukis online, you know, you obviously think of Tenren, but, you know, illmurray is number 2. Like, people think about him right after. And the first time I really noticed his, I guess, his skill was he played in a tournament, I think 3 years ago online, and beat Shotokan in the grand finals, like I think 2-0 or 3-0. And like, you know, he's
which is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, nothing to scoff at, because, you know, Colin's got a lot of experience, you know. And so illmurray does have some online tournament wins under his belt. I think he won another 2v2 once, and he's been playing a lot. You know, you mentioned earlier that there's a lot of online streams now, and more availabilities for tournaments. illmurray's been playing a lot of these, and he's been doing pretty well. So just to talk a little bit more, let's say, about Dyne. So Dyne, I don't know if you guys know, but he's a huge figure in the VSAT community. He's a great player. Some people say he's one of the best, you know, in America for VSAT, and I'm not going to doubt that. I don't know much about the game, but that's kind of his reputation. I understand that he's also he's a mod for the official Fightcade server. He's ran a couple of Discord subreddits. Subreddits himself, and so let me just give you a little bit more background. So obviously you mentioned that he does play 12, but his main is Dudley. The one thing I would like to see, I guess, is how illmurray is going to deal with Dyne's relentless pressure. Dyne doesn't like, he's like Cruz, he doesn't like blocking, so there's a lot of parrying, a lot of baiting, a lot of even as soon as you feel like, you know, you've established some distance against Dyne, he'll do like kind of like, you know, a very risky, effective, like full screen EX machine gun blow. Like that doesn't actually doesn't make logical sense. It's not fundamentally sound, but it'll hit you. And I feel like illmurray can kind of dish it back as well too, with relentless pressure. Speaking of how I first heard of Dyne, this is interesting. I think I saw him at Family Fun once, like back in the day, and he did attend a couple of Evos, but that was after I stopped going to Evo. I think he told me that the first Evo he went to was post Third Strike, so it was like 2011. But recently he's been to Don's Arcade, he's went to Boiler Room, so he sort of like established, you know, that, you know, he can play offline as well too. And he actually mentioned to me that if there's an offline tournament, he'd definitely go there. So that's always good to see. And I guess just to bring it back full circle regarding illmurray, I did ask him, like, when did you hear about Third Strike? Do you play offline at all? What's your experience with that? And it was interesting. illmurray's from Vegas, and he actually first heard of Third Strike like on the anniversary collection for PS2, but he never really played it. I still remember that one. I actually played a lot of training mode during the mid-2000s on that thing. But he's basically, he says he's forged in the garbage fires of GGPO. so he's like, he's a GGPO born, you know,
like in Game of Thrones, AC, right? Dyne is one of the online first men, right? I don't know if anyone watches Game of Thrones.
First men versus the White Walkers, right? So illmurray, I mean, it's going to be fun. Like, okay, my prediction is I feel like illmurray is probably the better player in third strike for both of them. I mean, I think illmurray plays a lot more, and I think it's going to be wild. Like I think Katie and I we're going to have a lot of fun because we're not going to be able to like keep up or even predict and anticipate what moves that are going to happen next. It's going to be all surprises, I think.
Definitely, Katie. Well, first of all, okay, and again, this is not a knock, and please, this is not to offend anybody else who streams third strike. But my favorite third strike streamer, and has been for quite some time, has been illmurray. Because
why is that?
As someone who has played third strike for a very long time, there's a difference between, streaming third strike on Twitch, and just giving your audience an experience, right?
Being a streamer who happens to stream third strike, right?
Yes, I think that's what I'm trying to say. And illmurray, in my estimation, in my humble opinion, hands down, for me, has the most entertaining third strike stream right now. I mean, that's just my personal favorite. So please definitely check out illmurray's channel. AC, I don't know if you have the URL handy for his Twitch channel, but if you could just type that into
I'll
the
post
chat,
it right
that'd
now.
be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
This dude is a hoot and a half. Every time I log in, it doesn't take more than 30 seconds for me to start, dying of laughter. I mean, this guy is super entertaining. Again, from Vegas, really awesome. And as far as Dyne goes, Katie, now I kind of wanted to get your comments on this because, back in the day when, we used to have this thing called tournaments.
Oh, I remember those.
We would go to actual places physically and play third strike on like an arcade cabinet. Do you remember that? I know it's been a while. But
I don't want to.
I mean,
I don't want to brag too hard, but been playing on cabs again recently, dude.
Okay, well, if you want to get banned, you can keep that up. But I'm just kidding. But Katie, the reason I mentioned that, and I know guys we're running a little bit late, but I just definitely don't want to rush things. But Katie, the last time you saw Dyne offline play third strike, please tell me what happened. Please tell me what happened, guys.
So I want to say a couple things before we get to that. First thing is I missed an opportunity to shout out my boy Marcus. You asked if there's any other Abukis in the country.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. That's right. Marcus from Austin.
I gotta give my Texas guy a shout out. So those of you guys that know Marcus, you already know. But I first met Dyne at Texas Showdown. It's I'd heard of him before, and that was I believe last year, and we played some casuals, and I was like, this dude's pretty good. And then I think I didn't see any of his other matches. I think we played in the tournament, and I sent him to losers bracket. But then in the losers bracket, for those of you guys that didn't catch Texas Showdown 2019, I'm so sorry that the footage isn't around anymore. But in the very first match that we had off stream, our hometown hero Leet Vinit ended up taking out Chris G very early in the tournament, the very first offline or off-stream match that we had.
Put him in
Chris
losers.
So Chris G was in losers after his first match, and after that he tore it up. He made some noise in the losers bracket because he's a very strong player. But then he came across Dyne, and anyone that saw that match probably lost their minds. It was one of the most hypest matches that happened at, last year at Showdown, and after that, there was a lot of chatter, there was a lot of discussion about Chris G in particular that I think motivated him to really work on his game. Maybe not in public, but definitely in private. I think Chris G took Texas Showdown 2019 as a kind of like a wake-up call. Like, hold on, man, I can't be losing to these dudes. I'm Chris G. So I think even at the finale at Defend the North, you could see a different Chris G. Like he was highly motivated. He was playing really well, and I want to say that Dyne was a direct result of that, guys. So yeah, that was the first time I met Dyne.
Yes, definitely. Dyne, and no disrespect to Dyne, but definitely an upset. Because of the type of caliber of competitor Chris G is.
He got top 8 at Showdown, dude.
Yeah, and so that's again shout outs to Dyne for one of just one of the amazing moments and memories that we have of this thing called offline tournaments that we used to do, back in the day, KD. So hopefully maybe we can get back to that soon. All right, guys, it's currently 8:06. I know we're running late. The pre-show is so hype. Maybe
So good.
Maybe we should expand the pre-show. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead, guys, and take a quick 2-minute break, and then when we come back, we're gonna go ahead and officially start Jazzy Fight Night 5. Our first match on the schedule tonight will be our first ever international Jazzy Fight Night match between J-Motive and Harraymen. And so once again, guys, before we take a quick break, shout outs to everyone who has donated so far to the Matcherino. Remember, just type in the !Matcherino bot command to bring up the URL for tonight's Matcherino. We are currently at $73.60. And so keep it going, guys, for anyone who wants to donate. And also feel free to share the link on social media or, DM it to your friends or whatever. Remember, everyone gets a piece of the